Hi, this is Daniel Carrero, and today I will be showing you how to make an album cover in Photoshop. So we are going to start by opening the 4 images that we are going to use to create our album cover. So the 4 I've got for us are clouds, dragon, lightning, and ocean. We're going to open all 4 of these images in Photoshop. And then the next thing we're going to do is create the canvas for our album. So we are going to go for a new, and we are going to set this to just under 1600 pixels, which is the typical size for an album. You'll see why in a little bit. So we are going to do 1450 for each, and leave everything else the same and create our canvas. So the first thing we're going to do is add our main background, which is going to come from this ocean picture. So we are going to click this and convert it into a smart object, so we'll have an easier time resizing it. And then we'll select our picture and drag it over to our album. I'm going to bring it down so it hits the bottom. We can leave that. Just like that. The next thing we're going to want to do is remove this gray section. So we're going to use the select tool to select the gray parts to there. And then we're just going to hit delete. But we will have to remove that smart object now. So we can just rasterize the layer and then delete it. Now, after that, we're going to add our clouds to it. So the first thing we're going to do here, select our image and rotate it. And we're going to do a vertical rotation, so we get these kind of cooler looking clouds on the top, which is what we're going to want. And we'll select this picture and drag it over to our canvas. Now we're going to do the same removal technique, but on this top layer. So we can drop the opacity a bit to see the area we need to remove. And then again, we'll use our selector tool. Now we want to make sure that under our view we have snap set so that we can grab the edges more easily, have it snap automatically. We'll go a little bit lower just so we make sure we get everything, and we can just hit delete to remove that part. And now we have this nice cloudy background. So the next part of this is going to be adding our lightning to these clouds. So we have our lightning picture over here, and actually what we want to do is just use our drag tool to drag it over and drop that on top. And we're going to do the same thing. Actually, we can bring back the opacity on the clouds now. We'll reduce opacity on this lightning a bit and do the same removal as we did before. Delete that. Now we have our lightning showing up over the top. And now this one, we actually want to set the lightning a little bit, or the opacity a little lower. So right around 45. And we're actually going to duplicate this. So we're going to go back to our lightning, and this time we're going to rotate the image horizontally to get it on the other side. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll bring it back over here. Drop the opacity to our 45. and use our select tool again to drop the bottom section out here. And now there's a lot more lightning on there. Looks quite good. So after getting our lightning on there, we're going to work on our dragons. So here we have the dragon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new work area. I'm going to make this quite big just so we have some room to work with. So I'm just going to make this 4000 by 4000 pixels. And we're going to take our dragon, and we're going to drag this over to our blank area and just set that right there. And then we're going to go back to our dragon again, but this time I'm going to rotate the image again horizontally, and we'll drag that same one over, drop them here, and then do this to make them line up perfectly. Well, once we have both of these set up, what we're going to do is we're actually going to select both these layers. So if you hold in Control, you can select both layers, and we're going to link these layers. Actually, sorry. We're going to merge these layers into one layer. Now the next thing we need to do is get rid of the white space around the image, because we still have this white space around it. So we'll use our magic wand tool and select the white space, and then we just hit delete to remove that. And back to our select tool, and now we can drag these merged layers, which are now one layer, and add them here. And what we want to do is convert this to a smart object, so we don't use resolution, and we'll do Control T to resize. Just find the corner and start resizing this guy. We want to set it right in the center, a little bit bigger. There. Set our dragons there. Now it's already coming along. Now we have this white in the eyes we can remove. So we will use Smart Select again and get right inside the eye. And just delete that. Now you can't do it because it's a smart object, so we'll raster size the layer again. And then we'll delete it. Get the other eye and delete that. Now, once we've got this set up, we're going to add a little bit of a border to this, and that's why we made the canvas size smaller. So we will go to our canvas size, and now we'll increase this to our 1600 by 1600. I'm going to keep this white for now, show you what we'll do with that later. You could do the color right there as well. Okay, now things look a little strange because this is purely our background. So what we actually want to do, we're going to do that again. I'm going to increase our canvas size, and we're actually not going to pick white. We're going to pick any color we want. Just any color will do. Doesn't matter. But this time, again, it looks very strange, but what we can do here is unlock this background layer. I'm going to make these not visible for right now, and then we can use our magic wand again to select this inner white part and delete it. And that'll make this a very solid border, so that once we make everything visible, we can just drag that layer to the top and establish our nice border for our album. Now, after that, we can use, under the gradient tool, we've got the paint bucket. And now we can pick whatever color we want for this. So let's go for a nice kind of aquamarine, ocean looking color. And we'll set that border to be that color. And now we can add a title to our album. So we use the text option to do our text. And we're going to name this Ocean Storm Dragons. Now, mine has the size already set, but we actually want this text size to be 120 points, which is set right there. Now, with this particular color, it's a little hard to see, so we're going to pick something, because we have this dark background, actually a little bit lighter, will probably be easier to read. So just select your text, set it to a slightly lighter color, there we go. And that's a lot easier to read. And that will complete our album cover. Got our dragons, our lightning, and our cloud. And we can save it as is. So we'll save this as album cover, save it as a JPEG, and that is our completed album cover. Thank you so much.